Hello everyone. I am a very happy PC builder today because Zen 3 and a Big Navi got revealed. I will give you the summary like I have with previous recordings so that you don't have to go through the 20 plus minute videos on this stuff. Starting with Zen 3. I'm only going to be focusing on the 5600X and 5800X because I only deal with gamers really. Um, the 12 core and 16 core workstation grade stuff, well, light workstation grade, so I don't mess with that. But the 5800X in particular, we saw leaked benchmarks for in Ashes to Singularity before the announcement today. We saw very clearly that it was decimating Intel. If the slides are correct from the reveal by AMD today, which is where this picture comes from, then AMD has decimated Intel in virtually every title for gaming, plus or minus a few exceptions, but of course, but for the most part, they've dominated them. When I saw the leaks and other stuff coming out before the announcement, everybody was under the impression, well, at least everybody that I read from, was under the impression that the Zen 3 line would launch at last generation's prices. It turns out to not be correct. They will be releasing at a $50 premium. Well, 50 to 100 actually. Um, so yeah, there's going to be the 5600X at $300 and then the 5800X at $450. Supposedly, they will be available November 5th, but that will be just CPUs trickling onto the store shelves. Wide scale availability will be November 8th, according to Moore's Law. I'll link his video in the description. That's the best summary I can give of Zen 3. Let's flip over to Big Navi's discussion. I pulled two different screen caps from Moore's Law is Dead. Like I said just a moment ago, I will link his video in the description. But as you can see, this is the AMD Big Navi that was revealed today. As you can see from the images on his channel, the Big Navi is, well, this Big Navi is either in between the 3080 and 2080, or it's within 3 frames of the 3080. Moore's Law did say that he thinks that this is actually not the flagship Big Navi. If this is correct, then that means AMD has much more powerful video card, a much more powerful video card in the works that they haven't revealed yet. This is all for 4K though. I don't recommend doing 4K for gaming. 2K is perfectly fine. So with that in mind, I think we can see a jump in this particular video card's performance from that 61 on Borderlands to maybe 70 to 80, which would be very acceptable for general gaming at that level of quality. We'll see though, but that's my guess. As far as Big Navi costs, we don't really know too much about that. Some people have guessed that the flagship will be between 550 and 600, 550 being for reference, 600 being for partner. The not so big Navi, the one under the flagship, should be 400 to 500. So you can see that there's not really any good confirmation on what's going on with Big Navi. We'll just have to wait and see what happens with it, but these performance numbers alone are very exciting, and it is certainly worth the wait. I will end this recording by saying something regarding all of the quote-unquote fanboys out there. If you are still recommending a 3000 series video card up to this point, then you have got some issues. I see you in certain chats and group discussions. It's not good. One of the things that I need to talk about, one of the many things that I should talk about, I should say, with PC building in general, is it's never good to be a fanboy, and here's why. If you put yourself in a position where you only care about a certain brand, then that will skew your viewpoint or opinion on a matter such as this. You have to understand that for a lot of people who are building these gaming computers, they're saving up for months on end, and they're wanting to spend those savings on something good. You have got to do your best to ensure that you're giving these people the best advice, information, or opinion, to make sure they're not wasting their money. Because if these people waste their money, then that's how you create brand disloyalty. You create brand disloyalty by giving them a bad recommendation, they end up hating it, and then they blame the company for that and not the person that recommended it normally. It's because when these people recommend these parts, they say, oh, I can do this and this, right? And then that person accepts it. It's true that the blame isn't all on the person recommending it, but a good portion of it is. The person should be doing their due diligence in researching this stuff and not taking everything for word for word. So, but with that said, that's all I've got to say on this. Yeah, thanks for listening.